Roger of Ware the cook claps the reeve on the back, in delight at the reeve's tale about Simkin the miller getting his comeuppance. Thrilled, the cook promises to tell a tale of his own, despite being a poor man. The host grants Roger the next tale, but warns him to make it good, sarcastically noting Roger's habit of reselling reheated, fly-covered pies. Roger, taking the host's jibe in stride, promises to tell his story in jest. He reminds the host, Harry Bailey, not to get angry, since the tale involves a pub owner, like the host himself. Thus, he begins his tale. Once there was an apprentice in our city, perhaps where in Hertfordshire, where the cook hails from. His craft was selling food, and he was known as Perkin Reveller, because of his love for dancing and revelry. He was short, with a dark complexion and black hair, and was such a good dancer that people often called him by his nickname. Perkin preferred the tavern to his shop, and whenever there was a procession in Cheapside, he would abandon his work to enjoy himself and dance. He frequently stole from his master, with whom he lived until his apprenticeship was complete. One day, his master, quoting the proverb, "It is better to take the rotten apple out of the bag than to have it rot all the other apples," decided to get rid of him. Now free, the jolly apprentice could indulge in revelry all night long. Eventually, he found lodging with a companion who shared his love for dice, revelling, and pleasure. This companion had a wife, who for appearances kept a shop, but made her living through sex work. Thus, abruptly, ends the cook's tale. The first fragment of the Canterbury Tales ends with the cook's tale, which breaks off before it truly begins. The question remains whether Chaucer deliberately left it unfinished, intended to return to it, or if part of the manuscript was lost. Critics have argued all three positions without definitive answers. There are intriguing aspects to the tale as it stands. Firstly, Roger of Ware appears to have been a real person, living during Chaucer's time. This suggests that Chaucer might have populated his pilgrimage with real people known to his audience. This blurs the line between reality and fiction, adding depth to the Canterbury Tales. It raises the possibility that the tale might be a parody or a joke at the real Roger's expense. Although this is speculative, St. Laurent has convincingly argued that the cook's tale might have been left deliberately unfinished. Much like other works by Chaucer, such as The House of Fame and The Legend of Good Women, Laurent suggests that the tale breaks off, just as we understand its grim nature, a gritty story about a prostitute and a worthless apprentice. The trajectory from the formal, romanticized knight's tale through the bawdy fabliaux of the miller and reeve hits rock bottom with the realistic, sordid tale of the cook. The disintegration of language in the tales is significant. The miller's tale replaced formal language with bodily noises, the reeve's tale with action, and now the cook's tale stops language altogether. This progression mirrors the decline from high romance to crude realism, culminating in a complete standstill. The unfinished nature of the cook's tale, therefore, might be a deliberate commentary on the limits of storytelling and the collapse of language in capturing the basest aspects of human life.